Hello my beauties, welcome back to my channel. Any Huda beauty fans out there, you're totally going to enjoy this video because I'm testing out few of her new products, alright? I just thought I will accumulate few of her old ones. Well, I would say in the last 6-7 months, Huda has gone completely crazy with launch after launch after launch, and actually she's nailing most of the launch, alright? But today we are going to concentrate mostly on the Overachiever concealer, which I have never spoken about. I'm also going to speak about Tantour, alright, which is her latest contour and bronzer cream, and I'm going to speak about this setting spray, which has to be the strongest setting spray in the world, or in the market right now. In the world is pretty much an exaggeration, but this is hairspray for your face. It is just going to make your makeup stay for a very long time. I'm highly impressed with this. I shall talk a lot more about it while I'm testing it out, when I'm reviewing it. Over here I thought of also introducing the Power Bullet just in case you're thinking of picking it up, alright? So when it comes to NYMPH, I did not buy it because it launched while I was at Istanbul, and if I had gone for my holiday, if this had launched before it, I would have definitely picked it up. I did test it out at Selfridges when I got back, and it is beautiful. It is better than the Fenty one, I have to admit, only because Fenty gives you a lot more shimmer, but with Huda Beauty, it's a little more longer lasting than the Fenty. It's not completely transfer proof. It does transfer. I noticed it sticking to my tissue paper, but what I loved about it is when you put that on your leg, especially when you have a beach holiday, and I give that an 8.5 out of 10. It is extremely beautiful. It's losing marks only because it has a tendency of transferring just a tad bit, okay? You need something that is completely waterproof. So yeah, let's start off with the review. Let's not waste any time, and hopefully whatever is her newest launch in the last 6-8 months, if you're thinking of buying it, then this video should help you. So right now I'm going to apply the primer, and I've got a sample of the Huda Beauty hydrating primer, and I'm just going to apply that on my skin. I don't know if it's a good thing to make my skin ultra oily or whether I need that hydration. Right, so now I have put my primer. It is nicely settled. There's a little bit of that tackiness. It's not something that you really need because you would get a better, cheaper alternative for sure, but it's a lovely primer. It does the trick. I just don't like the fragrance. It's around 27 pounds for around 30 ml. Slightly steep, that's what I said. With primers you can definitely get something cheaper alternative. Now let's go on to the Overachiever concealer, another favorite for many basically. Jovita was kind enough to send me this, okay, with a bunch of other makeup, and she sent me Toasted Almond 20G, and it's not exactly my shade, okay, but I'm still going to make it work, and we are going to be talking about the consistency of this, alright? That's what we are here for. So you get around 10 ml for 23 pounds, which is pretty steep for a concealer that is only around 10 ml. It's really tiny, if you can see. That's a lot of money. The very intelligent part about this concealer, when it comes to Huda, her packaging, everything, there's a lot of thought details that goes into her packaging, whether it's PR or what you get in hand. This tip applicator has a tendency of really cooling your under eye area so well, so that if at all you have puffy eyes, it definitely cools it down. So I'm going to apply this and then melt it away with a wet sponge. See, it's so nice and cool, alright? So I'm just going to take a little bit of it, and I'm going to work with this one eye at a time, because if it's anything like her foundation, it dries down really quickly. So let's give this a shot. Because it's so rich in its pigment, okay, because it's so high full coverage, you just need a little bit, so probably it would last you for a long time. Pretty creamy, definitely melts easier with a damp beauty sponge. So not bad. See, you can definitely see the difference, how it has covered my marks, and obviously if I got a brightening shade, then it would have brightened a lot more. And I'm not going to now put anything else around this area on my cheeks, because I'm going to put her Faux Filter foundation, which is a complete full coverage foundation. Not bad, you guys. I'm pretty happy about this concealer. I do like the tip applicator because it feels cooling on my skin, and I really like the concealer. How would it last, whether it's going to crease, that I will tell you towards the end, after a couple of hours, okay? Now let's go on with the foundation. This is the Faux Filter foundation, a completely full coverage foundation. This is in 400G Macchiato. I'm just going to take a little bit of it. And this foundation, like I've said in my previous review, which I'm not going to go on with it again and again, it's not my favorite foundation, because it has a tendency of maximizing my texture for some strange reason. I don't know why it's not sitting well on my skin. So usually this foundation, I mix it with Fenty, and when I mix this foundation with other foundations, it works really, really well. I don't know, something about it just dilutes it and makes it sit on your skin a lot better. So if you have this, then you don't even need the concealer, okay? Because if you have this, work this as your concealer or mix it with another foundation, and I promise you it'll sit even better. If you enjoy it, then good for you. So I'm just going to take this and start applying this. You can definitely go check my review. And this, oh boy, this is full coverage. This one hasn't come here to play around. If this really suits you, then trust me, during your weddings, if you're looking for that Estee Lauder kind of a full coverage or MAC type full coverage, which is cruelty free, then you can check out Huda Beauty Faux Filter. So Huda Beauty's Faux Filter, you get around 35 ml and it is around 32 pounds. So the next one is Huda Beauty Easy Bake Banana Bread, which was a very controversial launch. I shall not get into it, but I have to say this is one of my favorite setting powders. She has completely nailed it when it comes to formula, the way it sits on the face. It does not, dehydrate your skin. It doesn't make it cakey or ashy, whatever it is, it sits beautifully. I put a little extra on my under eye area because I'm going to go on with the new Nude from Huda Beauty, another eyeshadow palette which I have really enjoyed. It's a beautiful eyeshadow palette, but if of all the eyeshadow palettes, if you had to pick up one, please pick up the rose gold one, the remastered one, because it's totally worth it. You don't need any other eyeshadow palette if you have that. It has a nice warm array of warm tones, cool tones, and the textures, everything you get in that one palette. With this palette, what happens is you can only work with the cool pink tones. So I'm only going to play with Raw and Teddy because I just want some warm tones on my eyelids, and I have done a whole review on this. Alright, so I have gone very subtle with my eyeshadow technique, already done my eyebrows, and now I'm going to take the Samantha lashes from Huda Beauty and I'll just apply that and be right back. Huda Beauty's new Nude is for 57 pounds, which is pretty steep, and Samantha lashes is for 1550 pounds. So time for the newest launch, and that is Tantour Contour and Bronze Cream. I'm pretty excited to try this. You guys know that I'm not a big fan of contouring, and I do like to bronze up my face every now and then. Okay, so this one is like a creamy texture that goes into a completely soft matte powder. That is what I'm loving about this. I picked up the shade Light, which has a mixture of warm and cool tones, which is just perfect. It will show a nice warmed up bronzy face instead of a harsh contouring, okay? I really love the packaging of this. It's such a nice sleek charcoal black transparent box, all right? And it says Tantour. You get about 11 grams of it. At the back, it's got the rest of the ingredient. And when you see the inner packaging, it's so nice and thin. So as soon as you open it, you've got its protectant which says Tan and Tone, which is pretty smart. And this is what it looks like. You open this, this is that perfect light shade which is just right for my skin tone. Tantour retails for around 26 pounds, which is not actually a bad price. Considering if this is highly pigmented, then this will go a long way. Just a little you need. And yeah. Thank God I didn't go for the shade after this, which is for medium. That would have been a bit too dark. So if you are my shade, 2NC42, this is just perfect. How well that is defining this area of my cheeks, and immediately that cream thing turned into a powder. With a beauty sponge. Much better. I prefer this better than using a brush, to be honest. I'm just going to take the Easy Bake and clean this up. Alright, so this I'm definitely liking it. I love the texture, how it is so creamy, easy to blend, and as soon as you apply this, it feels like powder, okay, like a soft powder. So for my oily skin, I think this is great, and if it can just last with that makeup setting spray, nothing like it. For lipstick, I'm using the lip liner Icon from Huda Beauty. This is their lip contour. Huda Beauty's lip contour is for £16, and on top of that I'm going to apply another new launch from her, and that is the Power Bullet. This is in the shade Third Date, which is such a beautiful brown color. I do have her metallic as well as this, and I did say that there are better metallics out there. This formula is incredible, but it has got a lot more negatives than positives. Yes, it's highly pigmented, very soft, beautiful nudes that you get, but for the price that you're paying, you guys, you get only this much. This is the only amount of lipstick that you get. And I have to say that if you're not very careful, if you leave this in your handbag, it has a tendency of breaking. If you live in a very hot country, this is going to melt away, and this also has a tendency of falling right from the bud. All right, it just nips at the bud, and that is something that is pretty scary, especially if you are paying a lot for it. So each bullet lipstick retails for around £22, which you get only 3 grams of it, which is a lot, okay, like I said. But the colors are beautiful, really pigmented, goes on smoothly, but it's not something that completely is worth the price. I love this lipstick color, but I do want to lighten it a lot more. So I am going to go with another favorite of mine, the liquid lipstick, Liquid Matte from Huda Beauty. This is in Bombshell, and I have to say, Huda Beauty's liquid mattes are one of my favorite. Very comfortable, very pigmented. She nails it when it comes to lipsticks. Liquid mattes retail around £18, and if you have to ask me, I would prefer the liquid mattes to the Power Bullets any day, unless you are a bullet type of person, but I feel that the liquid mattes are equally comfortable. Now, to end this entire thing, I'm applying the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face, the newest launch. It's her setting spray. I have tried this before. This is not my first impression. This has to be one of the strongest setting spray in the market. This is almost like hairspray, but for your face, okay? Your makeup is just not going to move. I tried this and I was in complete shock at how matte my face was and how long lasting it was. It was completely shocking. The negative side of this is the kind of fragrance that she has added to this. It will give you a headache. Now, I am someone who's sensitive to very strong fragrance, and this reminds me of putting like a strong fragrance that is infused with oud on my face. It has that same fragrance in every other foundation, and if you thought that the foundation was strong and the primer was strong, wait till you try this out. This is going to knock your senses out, okay? So be prepared. If fragrance and alcohol is not your kind, then don't go for it. But if you're a Huda Beauty fan and you're looking out for that one setting spray that is a game changer, this is the one. This is a total game changer. It is fantastic. So this is not exactly like an aerosol spray. It reminds me so much like a hairspray. You get around 100 ml for around £27, and the fragrance lingers on for hours and hours. And since I'm such a gloss person, right on the center, I'm going to put Huda Beauty Demi Matte in Day Slayer, which is also something I really like. It feels as if I put perfume on my face, but one thing I can tell you, look at the way that my makeup is looking. I'm in absolute shock with how beautiful the setting spray is. She has completely nailed it. With the 2 new launches, that is Tantour as well as the setting spray, she has completely nailed it. One thing I can tell you about what Huda is doing when it comes to her makeup products is she's looking at the drag community and taking their makeup techniques DNA and creating her own version of it. That is why it lasts for a very long time, and the quality is getting better and better. I love my PAC setting spray and the Morphe Continuous setting spray, but even that product doesn't keep it so matte, okay? There is that element of shine which I have to go on with a powder, and then it sets. But after about 8 to 9 hours, you will see there's a little bit of that wear and tear that is happening on your face where makeup is concerned. This one, dear God, I don't know what this one is, okay? I don't know if that is good for the skin or bad for the skin, considering that it's got perfume and alcohol, and considering that it just stays put. So you really need to use a strong cleansing balm, cleansing lotions to take that makeup off your face. That's the only negative thing, which works positive for people who want to attend a shadi function, dance rehearsal. If you have a wedding makeup, you have an event, well, you know what to buy right now. Alright, so it's around 3 o'clock and I am going to check in late at night. It should give us enough time for me to show you whether the makeup has moved or not. And I shall see you in a couple of hours with my final verdict. Bye for now. Hey guys, so it's around 6 o'clock and I just wanted to do a check-in. I told you that I would do it at night, but I just wanted to show you in sunlight how this makeup looks. Has my foundation or my makeup looked any better? I don't think so, at least not for me. It is still matte, and the way that my face is looking, something is working really amazingly well. I love the soft contour, the soft bronze that is happening on my skin right now. But this genius, I feel, is the main reason. And why I'm being so confident about it is because, like I said, it's not my first impression. I did apply this even 2 days ago, and I felt the same after a couple of hours. And it was a natural makeup. It wasn't a full coverage makeup like this one. So I just wanted to show you how this looks with no studio light, on natural light, okay, because we've got a bit of sunshine that is happening right now. And yeah, I shall now check in pretty late and let you guys know. Hey guys, so it is around 10:45 and I think it's a decent time for me to do my final check-in. I'm really tired, want to take this makeup off and crash. Your girl didn't go to the gym. She's become very, very lazy. Okay, and she just loves to eat, drink a lot of tea, and that's it, because she loves the shape. And this is a shape, isn't it? That's what, I've become a complete ball, and round is a shape actually. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that usually around my T-zone area, because I've got combination skin, and usually around my nose, you can actually make pav bhaji, because that's how much of oil that seeps through. And thanks to the setting spray, it's just feeling tacky, nothing else. It's beautiful, nothing has moved. The foundation has oxidized, I told you, it's not one of my favorite. The concealer has made me look really gray toned, really ashy, and I feel that's nothing to do with the concealer as such, it's because I got the wrong shade. So maybe if I got a shade that matched to my skin tone, it would work. There are better concealers that are cheaper. Like, I'm not as excited about this like the way I was with PAC Cosmetics or Too Faced Born This Way. I think those are just divine. And in my top concealers, you can see, you know, my recommendations. Nice concealer, this one. Huda has got a really nice concealer, full coverage. I just need to get the proper tone, but I feel for the price that you're paying, there are better ones out there. And now, when it comes to Easy Bake, oh, it is absolutely beautiful. And when it comes to Tantour, I loved it, okay? It just gave me that very subtle bronzed effect without giving me that harsh contouring that I hate. So I'm so glad that I picked up Fair Shade, because still NC42, you can somehow make this work. It has that right amount of cool tone in it, more than the warm, and it will just complement your skin tone a lot more. But Tantour is another recommendation of mine. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think I'll be using it a lot more. I like that it is so creamy, but at the same time doesn't make your skin oily and turns into a soft powder matte. The lipstick has lasted, and I feel it's only because I layered the Bullet lipstick and Huda Beauty's Bombshell and Demi Matte, so obviously it has lasted. But like I mentioned even before, her liquid mattes are much better than the Power Bullets. Her Power Bullets are incredible, very creamy, highly pigmented, but it's too expensive, and it does transfer. Unless you're a Bullet fan, I would suggest you to go for a liquid lipstick. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this video. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading your feedback, and I hope you found this video very, very helpful. And I shall speak to you very soon. Bye.